in a quarter of stagnation, you have to be looking at every person, every expense, every part of your model and saying, how do I free up cash flow? How do I make it more efficient? How do I speed things up? There's no time for inefficiency. And that's what those companies decided they needed to do to make that happen. You've decided to do this after 90 days with the company. I'm actually doing it myself, where I'm on top of a bunch of people who are doing a bunch of things saying, look, you got a week to prove it to me, because I don't have the time right now. I can't be inefficient right now. And that kind of leads us into the last thing we were going to talk about, which is mindset.
Yeah.
Right. It's really, really important in a time like this to not allow fear to creep into your day-to-day thought patterns. And it's really, really normal. I'm going to be the first one to tell you, fear raises its ugly head multiple times a week, in my mind. Maybe this isn't going to work. Maybe I've already peaked. Maybe it wasn't as good as I thought. Maybe this product isn't as good as I think. All these things come in, and it's okay to recognize that it's going to come, but you have to push it back down. And one of the first things you and I always say is make sure that you keep your physical fitness at a really high level, because those endorphins running through your system will offset those other elements much more than anything else. So you got to keep a clear mind. This morning I went for a swim in the ocean.
Did you?
Instantly felt better when I got back.
Nice.
And approached my day with a different level of mindset.
Oh yeah, that must have. Sun and ocean, I couldn't think of anything better.
Sun and ocean, right? Number two, you can't pull the guards inside the walls and wait it out. If you've ever watched when people pull guards inside the walls in old movies, those old like English war movies?
Yeah.
There's only so much time before they run out of food. And then they got to come out and then they're killed, right? You can't go into full-blown defense mode. You have to combine efficiency with continuing the processes that brought you to the game. You can't just eliminate them and say, well, for example, I'm not spending any more money on marketing, because that is a definitive path to disaster, right? And number three is there's always somebody that's kicking your butt. I actually made a post about it in my social yesterday, Andrew. I said, somebody somewhere is kicking your butt. Study them. There's always somebody that's found an angle or found a product or found a marketing strategy or found a marketing platform or found a sales technique that is thriving in this economy. Your job as a business owner is to research and find those people and figure out what they're doing differently than you, so that you can model them in your own business, because it works. You don't have to invent the wheel. You just have to find the wheel that's rolling. Right? And we're going to talk about it a little bit more in the next episode, 3 to 5 of our favorite spy tools, where you can actually look at exactly what businesses are doing right now, and you can say, ooh, I never thought of that, or they're doing that differently than me, or I need to implement that as well. There's always somebody thriving in any economy. Are you doing the work to figure out what they're doing? And also from a mindset perspective, when I see somebody killing it in my space, I don't get jealous. I don't get angry. I get inspired. I think if somebody else in my space is killing it, where maybe we're a little bit stagnant right now.
Surely you can do it.
Surely I can do it. So what are they doing different than me? So you want to be searching for proof, for social proof that someone in your space is killing it. And then once you found it, model it.
Yep.
Because there's something that's working for them right now in your space.
Yeah. And you don't have to steal it, swipe it, plagiarize it. You model it. Right? Model it. Life is really driven by modeling, right? No, not too many people invented something for the first time. Mostly everybody modeled something from somewhere and adapted it as their own.
Correct.
Right. And I think that creates a lot less friction as well. If you want to go out and recreate yourself, recreate your career, start a business, become a sales professional somewhere, you don't really have to reinvent the wheel all that much, but you do need to put your own specific spin on it, and you do need to make it yours. And we've talked many times about unique selling proposition, right? We have a whole chapter in our new book, Revenue Multipliers, on unique selling proposition. So that's really the lift is, how do I make it unique to me, but not necessarily have to recreate it from scratch? And you're right, those tools that you see every day as a marketing agency owner are tools that you bring to the table for your clients to say, hey, what are some of the best offers out there doing so we can adapt it to your business model, your company, your product line?
Absolutely.